Welcome back. It's been almost a month since I received the Prusa XL, so I wanted to do a review, tell you my thoughts on it since I've had it. I'd like to go over the things that I like, the things that I don't like. So to start with, my favorite things that I like. The size of the bed, the build size, is the main reason that I purchased this. I sell things on Etsy, and a lot of my items are 12 to 13 inches, and I was finding that on the MK3 I would have to slice them, and I didn't enjoy dealing with trying to glue them together, all of the post-processing with having multiple parts that I'd have to put together. So having the ability to print them all in one print is a huge time saver for me. The build size on this is for a little over 14 inches, and that ends up being 36 centimeters. So it is large. I don't know that there's any other FDM printer that is this large. And I found that if I run things diagonal and they're skinny, I can actually get things that are even bigger. My dragon that I printed, as well as the Benchy, is almost 16 inches. So you can go even larger if you're able to fit it diagonal as well. The second thing that I love about this printer is the Auto Z calibration. I didn't really know what that meant because all the Prusas do already have a way to Z level, which is far above a lot of other printers out there. But I didn't realize how nice this Z calibration, Auto Z calibration would be. I am not the type of person that wants to tinker endlessly with my printers, and so having something that already deals with the Z, we all know that the Z calibration can cause so many issues. And even though I've been printing for a long time and I know what to look for, just to be able to roll that out, that if there's any other reason that a print fails, that I need to be looking at something other than the Z, is a huge step forward to not have to worry about that. So those are the two main things that I like the most about this printer, my favorite things about it. My least favorite things about it kind of go hand in hand with it. By having the Auto Z calibration that I love, it takes a long time for prints to start. So depending on how large your print is, it can take 5 minutes, sometimes 8 minutes for a print to start. That's not really a long time, but it does add up, and I find myself sometimes I'll have forgot to change the color of the filament, and once I see it printing the wrong color, then I stop it. Well, then I have to go through the whole thing of waiting for it to start again, and that can take a long time. So I don't love how long the Z calibration takes to start every single print. It's not something that you can turn off and get it calibrated and okay, great, now we're good. It's going to do it every single time. The second thing that is not my favorite about this printer is how long prints take to print. Now, compared to the MK3S, I have compared many different prints, and generally this printer is about 1/3 faster when you compare the nozzle size, everything, to if you were going to do the same item on the MK3S. So it is faster. And, they do talk about the input shaping. It's going to be faster in the future. We're not there yet. But just because this printer prints such large items, the prints take a long time. I generally assume that any print that I'm going to do on it is going to be at least 12 hours. I have some prints that take 24 hours. I am going to continue to work on this and see how much I can speed things up without losing quality, with still getting good prints, but it is something that I don't love. And the last thing that is not my favorite is changing out filament on this printer. I did a previous video showing how much of a pain it is to switch out filament on this printer because that Bowden tube is so long, and it needs to be that length so that it can reach completely to the front of the build plate. I understand that. But it's just kind of a pain to have to unwind and push through 4+ feet of filament. It's doable. It's just for the price of the printer, it would be nice if there was just a little bit of motor or something to help feed it in. So those are the 2 things that I love about the printer, 3 things that I don't really love about the printer. And then also, there are a few things that are nice to have. I didn't even realize that they had them, but they are kind of like quality of life since it is an expensive printer. And those are, there's the one-click print. So the mini has this as well. When you have recently sliced a new print, you have it on the USB, you put the USB in, it does automatically pull that up, and all you have to do is click print. So you're not messing around trying to find it. That is very convenient. Also, the screen is very nice. It is even an improvement from the minis. The minis were great because you could see, what exactly you're printing. You have a little image of that. But this one improves it a little bit even more. You can see where it's printing on that print. It'll kind of highlight the area that it's printing. And you do have the little progress bar along the side, which is great. Of course, it's very large how much time is remaining. So all of those are very nice to have. There is also an RGB light along the bottom of the screen, which I didn't realize at first because I had the screen hanging off the front of the table at first. But that changes color as the print progresses. So it's usually blue as it's going along, and then once the print's completely done, it'll turn green. And it's just kind of a nice thing to have. And then the last nice thing to have is the LED lights along the top. Those are really nice because this is a large printer. So, it is a kind of turns into a black hole because it is the way that it's printing. So to have the lights along the top, right where it's printing, it's just kind of a nice thing to have. I am looking forward to the multiple tool heads in the future. I think it'll be really awesome. I'm really excited to use soluble supports, and I'm very ready for those as soon as they become available. I think that that'll be a huge addition to making this printer even better. But even still, I am very, like everything that I've said, I am very happy with this printer. This is the #1 printer that I get started in the morning and that I keep going. If I'm going to have any printer going, it's this one. I prefer this printer over all of my Prusas. And honestly, if I could purchase and get another one immediately, I would get more than one of these. I use it all the time. So if you have already pre-ordered a Prusa XL, let me know what the main reasons were that you ordered it, which one did you order, or what your thoughts are overall on this new printer. Thanks for watching.